Boker Tov, everybody.
Okay, or hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to Beth Tzedec congregation in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm Rabbi Steve Wernick, one of the rabbis here, and we are pleased to present our first hot topic of this high holiday season of the new year that we have just begun. And it is really a pleasure for me to welcome Dr. Tareq Abu Hamed, who is the academic director of the Arava Institute, which is an institute for the environment and shared society. We're going to talk a lot about that in the next hour in the Arava, in Kibbutz Keturah, in the south of Israel, not far from Eilat. For purposes of transparency, I got to know the Arava Institute in 2008 on my first Chazon Arava Institute bike ride. And immediately fell in love with the Institute, with the people that it engages, with its mission, both for the environment and shared society, and have been on, I think it might be 4 bike rides now from Jerusalem Eilat to help the Arava Institute. I've been a member of the board of the Friends of the Arava Institute, and I consider the Arava Institute to have a very special place in my heart and to be one of the most inspirational aspects of Israeli society, ingenuity, gumption, and so forth. Dr. Hamed is the first Israeli Arab to hold this position. And we're going to speak about environmental issues as well as the Institute's work for shared society and the unique makeup of its student body. If you have questions, please ask those questions. We have quite a few people that are joining us live on the Zoom. If you have questions, please ask them in the chat. Please keep your microphone on mute. And if you're joining us on Facebook or on YouTube, please ask your questions in the comment section there, and we'll do our best to answer them. So Boker Tov, Tareq, it's wonderful to see you again and to have this conversation. I think we should start with the personal. Tell us about your personal journey to the Arava Institute, and your engagement in Israeli society that helped you find your way to this moment.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi Stephen. Good morning, everyone, and Shana Tova. I wish you all a healthy, peaceful Shana, a year that we all pray that will bring peace to the region. My name is Tareq Abu Hamed. I'm originally from East Jerusalem. I have a PhD in chemical engineering. I did all my studies in Turkey. I came back to Israel to the Weizmann Institute after I finished my PhD in Turkey. I worked there for 3 years in the solar energy lab. And I worked at the University of Minnesota, also in the solar energy lab, believe it or not, solar energy lab in Minnesota. And then I came back to Israel to the Arava Institute, where I established the Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Conservation, where I directed this center for 5 years. Then I went back to Jerusalem with my family. I started working at the Ministry of Science. I established the Engineering Research Department. Then I became the Vice Chief Scientist and the Acting Chief Scientist of the ministry. 3 years at the ministry or the Israeli government were enough for me, and then decided to come back to the Arava Institute, to my students and to my lab. So I came back and continued to direct the Center for Renewable Energy. Then I became the academic director of the institute. And from August 1st, I'm the executive director of the Arava Institute. What brings me, or what connects me to the Arava Institute, actually 3 things. One is environmental studies, which was actually the focus of my master's and PhD degree. The second thing is the environmental diplomacy, the science diplomacy, that the Arava Institute uses science to bridge between people, to connect between people. And the third thing is actually being a Palestinian or a Muslim that works in an Israeli Jewish institution in a kibbutz, and that's connected also to the shared society. One of the main reasons that I decided to actually leave Jerusalem and come here to the kibbutz, because I wanted my wife and my daughters to have an experience living with the other in the community, in the Jewish community, to be exposed to the Jewish culture, to the Israeli culture, and that's, I believe that connection or that way of life exposes us to the reality of this region, and this is one of the best ways of knowing the other, to build the trust between different communities. And I think I succeeded in that. My wife and my daughters, they still have their connections with the kibbutz. They have their friends, and we spend almost every summer here in kibbutz Kedoura.
Tell us what the Arava Institute does. I believe it's one of the best kept secrets in all of Israel. So let's start advertising that. Let's get some word out here. What exactly is the Arava Institute?
Okay, the Arava Institute is an institution for environmental studies. It's one of the leading environmental studies and research institutes in the region. It houses accredited academic programs, research centers, international cooperation initiatives that focus on environmental concerns and challenges. The institute was established in 1996, immediately after the peace agreement with Jordan. At the institute, we actually host a student body that includes Palestinians both from the West Bank and Gaza, Israeli students, Israelis Jewish and Arab Israelis, and we have also Jordanian students. Sometimes also we have students from Morocco, from Africa, and we have also students from the rest of the world, mainly from North America. And we try to keep the balance like 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 Arabs, 1/3 Israeli Jewish, and 1/3 international students. Our academic program is accredited by Ben-Gurion University of the Negev and Bennington College in the US. We try to keep the balance in our academic program between social studies and natural science studies. We have an internship program where interns come to the Arava Institute and they do research on one of the research centers that we have at the institute. The students, I want to go back to the students. The academic program is the core activity of the Arava Institute. International students mainly come as a study abroad. They spend 1 semester or 2 semesters, and they go back to their universities. And it's a very unique experience where students are exposed to the real environmental challenges of the region. And besides that, they have the connection or the cultural exposure to the students from our region. So it's a unique experience for internationals, for Jordanians, for Palestinians, for Israelis. Most of them meet each other as Palestinians meeting Israelis, Israelis meeting Palestinians and Jordanians for the first time. So can easily say that this is like life-changing experience for the students. We have 5 research centers at the Arava Institute. We have the Center for Transboundary Water Management. And as you know, water is one of the major environmental issues here in the region. To produce drinking water, to treat wastewater. Here in this region, we share most of the aquifers. The aquifers are shared between Israel and Jordan. The aquifers are shared between the West Bank, Gaza, and Israel. The untreated wastewater just released to the Mediterranean, and that pollutes the Eastern Mediterranean, and the pollution easily goes to a Gaza envelope and also to Ashkelon through the sea. So all of these water challenges need transboundary or cross-border initiatives and cooperation to solve them. We have the Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Conservation, where we concentrate on utilizing the climate conditions that we have in the Araba, the solar energy that we have in the Araba. Actually, in the Araba, we have one of the highest solar radiations in the world. 1 square meter in the Araba receives energy from the sun, which is equivalent to the energy of a barrel of oil. So we harness the sun, convert it into electricity. We do a lot of work on energy storage technologies, on alternatives for oil. We also touch upon social aspects of energy, public acceptance of wind, public acceptance of solar energy, energy poverty in Palestine, Jordan, and Israel. We have the Center for Sustainable Agriculture, which actually focuses on adapting plants to arid regions around the world. We have also a shelter garden where we keep the plants that they are endangered. We have the center actually managed to sprout a date tree from seed that was found in Matsada in the 60s. The carbon dating of that seed told us that the age of that seed is 2,000 years. So the Araba Institute,
and it blossomed today. This year you got the fruit from it.
Yes, actually this year we
Is it fresh?
it's very fresh. We did that I think before three weeks. We did the second harvest.
That's
it
amazing.
Was very exciting for us to taste the.
I just make sure. I just want to make sure people understand what you just said, right? Because it's not science fiction. That there were seeds, date seeds, that were found at Masada, that were somehow or other preserved, and scientists at the Arva Institute managed to find a way to plant those seeds and for it to grow into a date palm. And then this season was the first time it produced fruit in 2,000 years. That's just amazing. Why is that important? Just not just because of in the cool factor, but why is it important to be able to have that kind of technology and to do that kind of work?
Well, actually, it's first of all, it's important to all of us to know how the dates were before 2,000 years, what people used to eat, and it's called Israel. It's the state of honey and
milk and honey.
Milk and honey. So I think the honey is the date. And the second important thing for us as scientists is actually to study the genes of these trees, or maybe try to find ways of protecting dates that we have today from diseases and things like that. So it's a great opportunity for us to do a lot of research on this kind of a plant, that it's only available in our research park at the Araba Institute. The first tree was actually a male, but we managed to plant another six days. I think 2 of them are females, and we did the second harvest before 3 weeks. It's a unique kind of date. It's a date that's between Majul and Dekel Noor, if you know the types of dates. So it's not very dry, and it's not very juicy. It has a brown color, and it's very tasty and not heavy like the Majul. So it was a very unique experience and excitement for us to have the harvest and to house such a project.
I think it's also worth just mentioning to people, because you said it in passing. At Rosh Hashanah, we have apples and honey. tapuchin udvash, and we think of dvash as bee honey, but the honey, when the Bible's talking about a land flowing with milk and honey, it's not talking about bee honey. It's most likely talking about date honey, which in Arabic I understand is divis, right?
Yeah.
So that's the honey that the Bible is talking about is the honey of the date. So when you say that we can now produce a date from 2,000 years ago, we can understand what it is that our ancestors ate in that region 2,000 years ago. Tell us more about the student body. How many students does the Arava Center typically have? And I'm curious, you mentioned that students come from Gaza. Do they still come from Gaza, or has that basically been cut off since Hamas has been the leadership there?
Okay, every semester we bring to the Arava Institute between 40 to 60 students. Our capacity is 62 students. Our dorms have 62 beds. That's our capacity, and now we are in the process of actually building the first stage of the new campus, and we want to grow to 90 students. The Palestinian students, as I said, they come from the West Bank and Gaza. Not every semester we manage to bring Gazan students to the institute. So this semester we don't have any Gazans. Last year we had 3 Gazan students, and actually the Arava Institute is the gate for Palestinian and Jordanian students to Israel. I am proud to say that the vast majority of the Jordanians who did the graduate studies or graduated from Israel came to Israel through the Arava Institute, and it's the same thing also for the Palestinians. And currently we have 12 graduate students in Beersheba. 2 of them are Gazans. They do masters and PhD degrees in Beersheba. And also proud to say that the first Jordanian who got his PhD from Israel was our alum. So this is also nice for us to give our Arab students from neighboring countries the opportunities to come and experience firsthand Israel. And it's not it's not easy. It's a challenging process to convince or to bring or to recruit students to come, Arab students to come and study in Israel. And it's not easy to bring this mixed group together and to teach them about the environment. Environment in this region means politics. When you talk about water, politics are included in water. When you talk about energy, politics also are involved in energy, on nature reserves, on transboundary issues. So in every class, in every course, there are science and also politics. And when you bring Palestinians or Arab students with Israelis, and when you talk about environmental issues with politics, it can be very dynamic. That's why we have this peace building seminar that actually allows the students to discuss, to share personal stories, family stories, narratives. So they all come at the same level. They understand each other, the narrative of each other, and that helps them actually understand the environmental challenges of the region. It's not easy at all. It's really complicated process. The peace building seminar is compulsory. Every student has to go to this seminar. Our Arab students say, "I came here for the science. I didn't come for politics." But
Yeah.
at the end of the semester,
I came for the science, not for politics, and not for kumbaya. Yeah, but Tareq, before we get into the seminar, which I think is really important and one of the most important elements of the work that you do, tell us a little bit more about the recruiting process, especially for Arab students from Gaza. I know that Gaza might be harder than from Jordan, but Jordan's not that easy either. It takes a lot of courage for these students to come, and tell us a little bit about the way in which that recruiting process takes place.
Okay. Actually, we have a team. We have a recruitment department. We have a team in Jordan. We have a team in Israel and the West Bank. We recruit through open days, through social media. Actually, in Jordan, when we advertise the program, we don't say that it's in Israel. We say it's an international program. When the students or the candidates come to the open day, some of them, when they figure out that it's in Israel, they just drop out, or and some of them decide to come. It's not easy. It's actually very brave decision that they take and decide to come to study in Israel, especially for the Jordanians. There's a lot of pressure from the community, from the family. The same thing also for the Palestinians, but it's a great opportunity for them to come and conduct graduate studies in Israel through the Arava Institute. In Gaza, actually, we also recruit through social media, through the people that we work with in Gaza. We actually conduct or have many projects in Gaza itself, and the people that we work with also help us recruiting Gazan students to our program. We are the language that we use here. It's English. So the Arab students need to have very good level of English. Also, that limits the number of candidates that we can recruit. They should have environmental background. But as I said, it's not easy. It's challenging. It's a game changer. It's a life changer experience for the students. And we know that we succeed from the number of alumni who continue to be connected with the Arava Institute.
So now let's talk more about the seminar, the peace seminar that everyone has to participate in. That's not easy. It's like people come in with all their preconceived notions and challenges. What have you, how does the seminar work, and how do the students respond when there's conflict? When there's conflict with the in the world between Israel and either Hamas and Gaza, to the south west, or to Hezbollah and Lebanon in the north. And I want to highlight a point that Miriam May, who's the CEO of Friends of the Arava, just put in the chat, and it's a really important part to remember, that all the students are approved by the Israeli Defense Force and Civil Authority. Everybody who comes to the institute from whatever country they come from, or whatever location, there's been the types of background checks by which the authorities are confident that safety is at play. So tell us more about the seminar and the way in which it works, and the challenges that the students very often find themselves in, and how they work through them.
Okay, so as I said, this is a compulsory seminar. It's called the Peace Building Leadership Seminar. It reflects the vision of the Arava Institute. It's a weekly seminar, so every week the students go to this seminar. It's facilitated by 3 people: one Israeli, one Palestinian, and one international. In this seminar, as I said, students and interns, they share the personal stories, family stories. They touch upon the conflict from the point of view. As you can tell, it's not an easy process when you live in this region. the Palestinian students, for most of the Palestinian students, this is their first experience being with an Israeli. They usually are exposed to the Israelis in the checkpoints. They see them as soldiers, and now here at the Araba Institute, they share rooms with them. And for the Israeli students, also the same experience. This is the first time they come with a Palestinian to share a room, to study together, to sit for 8 hours in the classroom, and also for the international to be exposed to such a dynamic is very exciting and dynamic for them. It's this young group of people. When they talk about politics, you can see them shouting, crying. But at the end of the day, they go to the same classroom. We are in Kibbutz Keturah in the Araba Valley, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the desert. So
it helps the process that you're really stranded. there's no place to go.
They go back to the same dorm. We are in a kibbutz, so they eat all meals together in the dining room. And that's when we say they live together, we mean it. They live 24/7 together. When a conflict happens, or when a war or something happens, or a conflict or tension in the region, we see that also on our campus. But this peace building seminar actually gives them the tool how to tell their stories, how to listen to each other. And that's a great tool for us to keep the program together. I can tell you from the last war, when it happened last semester. You see, the first thing that the students decided to do is to come together. It's not everyone goes to his room or to her room and watch the news. No, they decided we should meet and we should talk about this conflict. You see how they supported each other, asking their friends, Palestinians, asking Israelis, how is your family? How are they doing? Are they safe? And see the Israeli students also asking the Palestinians the same questions. And that shows that we are able to build a community. It's not easy for an Israeli or Palestinian to be in such situation. And when you see them asking each other these questions, you feel that they are actually humans, and they care about the person that they lived with for the last 3 or 4 months. And you hear very interesting stories from them. One of the stories that one of our students, Ahmed, said, as a Palestinian living in the village in the West Bank, I never felt safe because of the, let's say, checkpoints or the settlers around our villages. But when I came to the Araba Institute in Kibbutz Keturah, these were the safest 3 months of my life. And when the war started, I started feeling unsafe again. When I saw the support from my Israeli friends and the kibbutz community, I understood that I was mistaken. So this is one of many stories that you hear from the students on our campus. So to run a healthy academic program on environmental issues, you cannot leave politics aside. And this peace building seminar actually helps us to have a healthy academic program. And this really prepares the students to go to the field where they are exposed to politics every second of their life when they deal with environmental challenges of the region.
What did the alumni go on to do? I believe that one of them was the number 2 in the Ministry of the Environment in Jordan at one point in time, maybe even the number 1. What are some of the positions and the type of work that the alumni go on to do, and how are you measuring the success of the shared society being paid forward in their home communities?
This is a very good question. The alumni is actually one of our main products at the Araba Institute. So we have the alumni network that keeps in touch with all of our alumni. We have annual conference. We used to have annual conference before COVID. Once we do it in Jordan, once in the West Bank, and once in Israel. Alumni come together, they discuss future projects, future collaborations together. We try actually to help them establish their startups or joint projects with each other. The vast majority of the alumni, they continue in the environmental field. I think a good percentage of the solar energy companies in Palestine, in the West Bank, and in Gaza were established by alumni of the Araba Institute. Also in Jordan, few green non-governmental organizations were established by the alumni of the Araba Institute. And today, actually, we have several consultants or advisors to Knesset members who are alumni of the Araba Institute. And actually now the founder of the Araba Institute, Professor Alontal, is a Knesset member. So they all keep in this environmental field. They still keep in touch with each other. Israelis with the Palestinians, Israelis with the Jordanians. Shared society is one of my priorities. We've been in this field for 25 years, in the field of transboundary environmental challenges. But we focused mainly between Israel, Jordan, West Bank, and Gaza. And we did not do enough work within Israel itself, between the Israeli Jewish and the Israeli Arab communities. And this is one of my priorities, as I said, to strengthen the collaboration between the Araba Institute and similar research and academic organizations in the Arab community within Israel. I think we took it for granted that the shared society is functioning well, but we did not speak loud enough about the importance of healthy shared society. And this silence actually allowed or gave the fanatics on both sides the platform to do what they did in May this year. So one of my priorities, one of the jobs that we have to do at the Araba Institute is to use the tools that we've been using for 25 years with Palestinians and Jordanians, and to try them between Jewish and Israeli Arabs within Israel.
So that was going to be my next question, which is that the violence of this past spring in many ways shattered the perceptions of shared society. Can you speak a little bit more specifically about how you're going to address that priority of taking the tools of the Araba Institute and finding partners and implementing them within Israeli society?
Yeah, look, actually, the Arab society in Israel faces a lot of challenges. In some regions, also a lot of ignorance from various governments in the past. This can be in the northern parts of Israel and the southern parts of Israel in the Negev, where a lot of Bedouins live in very harsh conditions. So one of the things that we've been doing actually, and that we need to concentrate with and do more, is help the Bedouin communities have the tools to deal with the environmental challenges that they face in the Negev, especially in the unrecognized villages in the Negev, on solar energy, on fresh drinking water, or on treating wastewater that they produce in their communities. All of these projects can be also off grid. They don't need to be connected to the grid. One of the things that we actually started doing is bringing environmentalists, environmental leaders from East Jerusalem to the Araba Institute, also to learn from the projects that we conduct on the ground. So they learn and they take back to their communities ideas that we develop here at the Araba Institute. And as I said, we need to strengthen the research between the Araba Institute research centers and other research organizations in Israel, like the research and development of the triangle, the Galil Society. We are now in touch with the education college called Beth to establish actually a program on environmental education, to bring also Jewish teachers with Arab teachers from within Israel and also from Palestine to have this program, environmental educations. We have a lot of things to do, and as we are capable. We have 25 years of experience working with different cultures. We have to have a program for our alumni, especially for the Israeli Arabs, the Israeli Arab alumni, to help them establish their startups, their projects, and the tools that they learned here at the Arab Institute to strengthen the shared society in the villages that they live in Israel.
Thank you. To turn back to the environment for a moment, this year, as you and I were talking before we started the program, this year in the Jewish calendar is a Shemitah year. It's the 7th year of the cycle of the Torah that part of every 7 years is a Shemitah year, every 50 years is a Jubilee. On the Shemitah year, the 3 sources of the Torah tell us that the land should lay fallow, that economic disparities should be addressed, and that spiritual connections and mindfulness should be increased. All those are the 3 major elements of Shemitah. If anybody's interested in watching my sermon on it, the second day of Rosh Hashanah sermon, which should be on our Beth Tzedec website this week, certainly focused specifically on climate change in the Shemitah year. Is the Arva Institute planning anything special for Shemitah? How do we rest the land and find solutions to the environmental needs that we have?
Okay, the Shemitah year, actually, I'm not, as you know, I'm not Jewish, but I really like the concept of Shabbat and the Shemitah, because and I experienced Shabbat in a Rabbi house. So, so actually it teaches you how to rest, how to plan, how to conserve, and how to protect nature. Shemitah years means I have to plant for another 6 years, and they have to take into consideration that there is a year that will be without any products, without any production from the land. So that teaches me how to use the tools or the products that I will have in 6 years to live that 7th year. And also it teaches us on how to allow the nature to rest, to collect its energy back, to give us more products for the coming years, and teaches us how to actually to protect. And this is what we do actually every day at the Arava Institute. We stop and we look to what's happening in the region. How can we protect? How can we conserve? How can we just rethink that the things that we do for our nature here in this region. So all the activities actually at the Arava Institute teaches us as researchers and also as students how to protect and conserve the nature that we live in, and most importantly, how to actually respect and value.
What are the priorities of the Arava Institute for next in the immediate future, long term?
Okay, as I said, we have 25 years of experience in regional cooperation. The priorities will be shared society, excellence in research, excellence in academics. If we say that we would use the environmental leaders of the region, we have to be excellent in every aspect of the things that we do in academics And we do have that in also in research and also in shared society. Before we look outside, we have to look inside within Israel. So these are the main three things, and for sure we will continue doing the transboundary projects that we have. We did not talk a lot about these things, but we have projects in the West Bank. We have projects in Jordan. We have projects in Gaza itself. We have partners in Palestine, partners in Jordan, partners in Gaza, and we managed to do that because of the trust that we built in this region. Our partners in this region know that the agenda of the Arava Institute is the environment, and using the environment and science and research as a diplomacy tool will make this region a better region for all of us.
How I put in the chat ways that people can get involved with the Arava Institute and find out more. I understand from Miriam, who's watching, that we have a couple Canadians that are students this year. And so that's always exciting. And I would also say that we intend to bring 2 alumni, one Palestinian or certainly Arab, and one Israeli later in the year. Hopefully we can do that in person, but if not, we'll do it online, to have 2 of the alumni come and share what their experience was at the Arava Institute as well. I'm going to pause here and see if there's any questions from our audience, those that are joining us online, those that are with us in person on Zoom. If you have a question, you can raise your hand and I can unmute you, or you can type it in the chat. If you're watching us on Facebook, you can put it in the comments and I can ask that question. Any questions? Miriam, you wanna add something? Here, I'll unmute you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Miriam May, and I'm the CEO of the Friends of the Arava Institute and a friend and colleague of both Rabbi Steve and Tareq. And I just wanted to share 2 stories that I think are very meaningful. After the war in Gaza, or the whatever we want to call the recent violence, we already had established 2 clean water systems through an Israeli company in partnership with an Israeli company called WaterGen, and through the generosity of our donors, we had 2 clean water systems that are powered by solar power. So they're not reliant on Hamas. They're not reliant on the grid. One at a hospital and one at a community center. And it really was in the southern part of Gaza, the only clean water available to people, because clean water is scarce in Gaza and it's largely shipped from Gaza City, and the roads were disrupted, not to mention dangerous. The day after, we had asked our partner there for photos, and we asked our partners there for photos. So the day after, we got photos of people using the systems, and 5 more requests from mayors of towns or hospitals in Gaza for them to also get the systems. And I'm proud to say that Jewish donors in the United States, happy to have them joined by Canadians, have funded these systems, and we plan to get them in place. One thing we make sure of is that there's equitable and fair and free access to that water. Another kind of story from a student in Gaza who was, one of the things we do with the Peace Building and Leadership Seminar is we take them on a tour. We take them to Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Memorial, and we take them to destroyed Palestinian villages and all the rest. And one Gazan student who'd been with us for a few months, we was on the tour, but the English was going by too fast for the tour guide. But one of our other Israeli students in the IDF had been a history teacher and had done this tour 12 times. So she took him aside and took him on the tour. And at the end, she said to him, you know, I knew about the 6 million. I knew that your people had suffered, but now I understand why you needed a country. What a journey for a Gazan to take, to be able to say that he understood why the Jewish people needed Israel. So I just sort of share that with you. It always gives me goosebumps. I don't know how it feels for you, but it really moves me that we're able to make that kind of change.
Thank you, Miriam. We do have two questions that have come in. One is, does the Arava Institute plan to extend its mission to other countries in the region like Egypt, Iraq, and others? And I would add to that, what do you see as the opportunity of the Abrahamic Accords as opportunities for expansion of the mission of the Arava Institute?
Wonderful. This is actually excellent question for us. We managed to build a history or credit in this region with transboundary environmental challenges. We submitted several research proposals with universities from the United Arab Emirates. We started a strong collaboration with the university on Morocco on energy projects. Regarding the question of expanding to Egypt and to Iraq, we actually don't have any tools really to conduct projects within countries that they don't have any agreements or peace agreements with Israel. Egypt is an exception. Egypt, actually, we really want to conduct projects in Egypt. We tried to recruit students from Egypt. Israel gave them permits or visas to enter, but they were not. The Egyptian authorities did not allow them to leave Egypt to Israel. We have indirect communications with Iraqi, with Lebanese, with Syrian, with even Iranian scientists, but not through the Arava Institute. We do that through Malta Conferences Foundation that brings scientists from the whole Middle East to talk about scientific issues. I would say the whole Middle East start from Iran till Morocco. So we use the Malta Conferences Foundation to connect with researchers from countries that they don't have any treaties with Israel. It's very helpful for us. It's very helpful for them when we share knowledge. When we meet 5 days or 6 days every other year. So it's a unique platform for scientists who cannot meet in Iraq or in Israel to meet through the Malta Conferences Foundation.
And then another question concerns the status of projects in Africa. For example, the mud hut innovations in Kenya that are taking place. What is it that the Arava Institute is doing in Africa?
Okay, we have actually one project in Kenya. Also, it's on sustainability, it's on food production, on agriculture, on energy production. We have almost like 1 or 2 African students every year. They finish their studies here at the Rabbi Institute, and they go to do graduate studies in Ben Gurion or Technion, and they go back to their countries. Here at the Rabbi Institute, we have, as I said, the research part and off-grid village. Off-grid village that actually demonstrates technology, off-grid technologies in drinking water production, purification, wastewater treatment, electricity production, fuel production, sustainable agriculture. So this gives them the tools to implement what they learn here in their own countries. And if you look to the wall here, this wall in my office, it's mud. My office also is mud, and in the off-grid village we have 3 mud houses that the students also use for research and for learning purposes.
Tareq, the academic degrees that are granted, are they granted by the Arava Institute itself or through Ben Gurion University?
It's through Ben Gurion University. We are accredited by Ben Gurion University of the Negev. So the students come to the Arava Institute. They take 4 or 5 courses, and at the end of the semester, they get transcripts from Ben Gurion University of the Negev. And we have agreements with probably 23 or 24 universities in the US. Never been a challenge to transfer credit from the Arava Institute to other universities in Canada and also in the US. And we have actually a strong relationship with Trent University and York University in Toronto.
Right. So if you want to find out more, again, go to the Arava Institute's website, which I think was posted earlier. Let me just pull it up to say it out loud so people can see it. It's www.arava.org. Very easy to remember. Tareq, last word. What is it that you want to leave us with?
Okay, look, it's a very dynamic region, and here in this region we don't have the luxury to give up. We have to do more. We have to act more. We have to use the science and environment as a diplomacy tool to solve the region's environmental problems. It's not a luxury. It's a must for all of us. One country alone cannot deal with climate change. One country alone cannot deal with the environmental challenges that we face. It's a tiny region. I see downtown Amman from my home in Jerusalem. They see us also. The distance is a few miles. We share most of the resources. So regional cooperation is the only tool to solve our region's environmental problems. And I would end saying thank you very much for hosting me. Thank you very much for being with us today. I wish you all Shana Tova and Gmar Khatima Tova.
Thank you, Tareq. And I would say that the motto of the Arava Institute is that nature knows no boundaries. And it's a good reminder as we're living in a world of globalization, of big problems of the environment. The pandemic knows no boundaries either. Your point about the fact that we share this earth, we have to find a way to take care of it and to take care of each other is really the imperative of our time. I want to thank you for being with us, Tareq, and I want to thank you, Miriam, for helping bring this together. As I said, we will be planning a program, hopefully in person, with 2 of the alumni from the Arava Institute to continue this conversation. This recording will be available on Facebook, on Beth Tzedec's homepage. You can watch it there. You can share it with your friends. And we want to encourage you to participate in the remaining 2 hot topic sessions that we'll be presenting tomorrow at 7:45 p.m. It's Ready, Set, Go. It's our Racial Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Task Force, talking with members of our congregation that are not white Ashkenazi Jews, and talking to them about their experience in the Jewish community and at Beth Tzedec in particular, so we become more aware, more sensitive to the work that we have to do even in our own 4 walls. And then on Tuesday at 7:45 p.m., join Rabbi Friar Batson and the founders of Neshama Hospice, the first Jewish hospice in Toronto, to talk about the impact of COVID on end-of-life care. These are the hot topics for our generation and for our day, and we hope that you'll join us as we discuss them and bring in this new year. Tareq, again, shukran. I look forward to seeing you again, hopefully in the not so distant future. Thank you everyone for joining us. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful, wonderful year and a wonderful, wonderful day.